Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. And I hope you are having a good day and a good new year, because I should be posting this episode around about the new year. So hopefully, we can start the new year with a bang and take Salem from the British, which is the goal of this episode. Now, this is actually my second time recording this episode, because I did have to revert back, not because I lost in Salem. It's just the computer actually had an event that popped up, which was the British sending an invasion fleet to Portsmouth, and as soon as I took Salem, it's when they hit Portsmouth and they just flooded down and just obliterated my units. Mostly because I moved a little bit too slow. That's not going to happen this time. I'm going to go ahead and start moving troops immediately. Going to have Jefferson come over here and get with those troops in Boston, just so I can form up into regiments a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead. We have an empty space here. I'm going to start raising a new unit almost immediately. Now, I really don't have the men. This is the officer that's changed sides. I don't know why it's still popping up under that. And this is unfortunately my second unit for Daniel Morgan. It's really weird. When you get Daniel Morgan's rifles, you get two, like the Daniel Morgan in charge of the rifles as well as another one. So whatever, he's a good general, so, or leader, so we're going to go ahead and get him going. Building up another unit. We got some 4-pound gallopers that we'll create down here. Because basically what we're going to have to do very quickly is we're going to have to send these guys north in hopes that we will take Salem quick enough. If that event does trigger again, which I believe it probably will, in hopes that we can send these guys north to basically hold these areas. Now we are going to, like I said, get these guys moving. Let's go ahead. Like I said, we're going to waste no time in getting all these guys formed up. We'll get them in the brigade. We'll get, well, let's let them form up. Like I said, wasting no time. Get all these guys out as well now that Jefferson's moving out. Get them formed up into a brigade. These men in Portsmouth will head south here in a moment. Come on, join that brigade. We'll get these three as well as Jefferson. Oh. Formed up into a brigade. British aren't moving out just yet. I'm not sure why. Cummings won't join up. Like I said, we're trying to move quickly. We haven't got that update yet that the British are sending an invasion fleet. Can't seem to select Bowie. There we go. Get them moving in. Let's get them moving up. Get these guys out. Get them formed up into a brigade. Have them move towards Concord. Let's get them up into these woods, I think. Trying to get Bandit in range to be able to see these troops coming down. Oh. Let's get them marching. So we got some more support in Leicester. Not sure what's going on. I thought they were marching. Oh, because they left again. Well, it's not really what I had planned, but I think this was what we'll do, and then maybe send these guys up in support of the troops in Portsmouth. We still haven't got that alert letting me know there's an invasion fleet coming, so maybe this time around there won't be that invasion. I don't know, we'll see. And so we're immediately going to pause. Ooh, most of my skirmisher units are pretty worn down. I gave my troops a little bit more time last time to get back into like fighting strength. I didn't do that this time around. So we are a bit weakened compared to how we normally are, or how I was the last time I fought this battle. We are going to go ahead, move up all this artillery. We're going to be leaving gaps to put my troops in once they form up. And like I said, we're going to use the skirmishers to try and... Oh, those are two different units. So maybe these three? No, those are... What kind of unit is this? This is Fusiliers. Do we have any more Fusiliers we can join that man up with? Militia. Let's join those two up. It's going to be kind of hard to see what we're doing here. This is one thing I wish they would fix. Is, you know... And something that... So what's this? This is Fusilier. That's Fusilier, so let's join those two up. This is a Minuteman, the regulars, Minuteman, so let's join these two units up. Minuteman, Fusilier, Minuteman. Join those two up. So, what I'm saying is, sorry. One thing I wish they would fix is I really wish they would fix the beginning of battle stuff and allow you to set up your forces yourself rather than just having them come in like this and not being able to choose like formations or anything like that. It's really actually kind of annoying. Not being able to select anything, like how your troops form or anything like that. We have to bear in mind we are going to be getting some reinforcements in coming from, I believe, the east here. Let's just do a Fusilier unit that maybe, no. Yeah, they can join up with. Again, trying to use my skirmishers as a way to hold the British back a little. Okay, now that we're sort of seeing where everybody's lining up, let's get this unit here. Let's fall back with this unit. Maybe get them moving this way. Maybe bring them down, put them right there. Alright, so let's start bringing some of these units this way as reserves. Let's put a few units of reserves over here. Maybe these two sort of weakened units. Shift over a little bit. You're sort of standing right in front of the guns there. Again, these skirmishers are just holding on as long as they can for me to get my troops into positions out here. Send another unit out here to reserve. Get these guys all in holding stances. Get back. Get out of there. Don't rout completely. Alright. Looks like most of our skirmishers. Let's get these guys out of there as well. Looks like most of my troops are in position. We'll reform the skirmishers into one big unit once they get all back. Looks like my reserves are coming in, but of course they're starting all the way out here. This is where most of my skirmisher units are actually. So maybe we'll get my skirmishers, my Minutemen coming up along their rear. I think what I'll do is maybe form. Looks like they're focusing a lot of their troops on that flank over there. They are starting to skirt a bunch of units out that way as well. These are all pretty much fresh, fully strength units that are coming in. We'll let them come in normally. One thing I did forget to do, and something I wanted to do, is have these artillery guns start targeting some of these smaller units. Hopefully break them. Actually, let's have them both target that large unit. Yeah, you're good targeting him. They're actually routing already? Okay. That was unexpected. Let's start coming in after all these small units. If we can just take out a lot of these small units, we might be able to just totally break them. Alright, so that's going to be it for the Battle of Salem, which went a lot easier this time around than the last time I played it. So we only took 115 casualties, they're 438, 500, but they are retreating a lot of forces. So yeah, here we go. So this time it's saying they're sailing to Falmouth, which is going to be a little more to the north, which I'm okay with. So let's start getting these guys all moving up. Come on, trying to select Olsen. Maybe have Olsen pursue. Do we have those? Okay, so yes, they're in the battle as well. So this might actually be the battle we're looking to fight here, which is good because a lot of these troops are routing, so they're gonna start the battle pretty under morale. So hopefully, but so is Merriman probably. I don't know, he hasn't started wavering yet, so hopefully the battle will go a little bit better for us this time. We only have a small force here. I wonder if this is going to have us start with Merriman's forces? I have no idea. I don't know, but let's go ahead and fight. This should be interesting. Not sure where our reinforcements are going to come in at. So they're already routing, so I think what I might do, let's go ahead. Seeing as most of their forces was up here, let's go ahead and set up a nice defensive line. I think would be the best course of action. Looks like we're on a bit of a hill here. So what I might do, let's just have this play at slow speed. I'm gonna have some of these forces combine out here. Actually, let's have this whole unit combine out here. These are Fusiliers. We have some skirmishers here. Let's get all these skirmishers mounted up into one unit. We have more forces coming in over here. Most of our skirmishers, so let's have them maybe come up here till we see what the British are doing. Let's have this gunno go over here. Have them all mount up into one unit. Have them mount up into one big unit. These look like all Minutemen too, so we'll have them mount up into one big unit. We only have this one group of Fusiliers here. Looks like the rest of these forces over here are Minutemen. Or militia, that is. Alright, so we do have some forces coming down the road here. Let's have this guy join up with the rest of these skirmishers. Make just one big skirmisher unit. We do have some cannon coming in. Maybe have them join up right here with this cannon. Have these cannons shift over, as much as I'd hate to get them moving. Slow down their reload. Alright, where's that skirmisher unit? Let's send them out and see what the British are doing. According to this, the British outnumber us at the moment. We still haven't gotten in all of our reinforcements, I don't believe. Let's have them... Alright, so... have these guys flank up. We do have some forces coming in. Alright, so we got Merriman's forces coming in. I think I still want to send that artillery where they're going. I think I might send these troops to help out over here. We are also getting more troops over here as well. Got at least a cannon. It's hard to tell what's going on down here. It's just a big mass of troops at the moment. Let's bring these guys back in. Let's bring all these guys back in actually. Where that artillery, we'll have them set up right here. These troops have come over here. Okay, so I think I see some Fusiliers that we might send over here to join up with that unit. More Fusiliers will join up into a unit here. Some regular army chaps. These guys, let's go ahead and get up there immediately. Fusiliers, let's have them join up. That's another one, so we'll have all three of them join up. Can have them join up as well. Actually, no, let's not charge in. So these cannon hopefully fire a shot right into them. They're almost reloaded. Those are grenadiers, it looks like. There we go. We have some skirmishers. Okay, we're coming up right behind our artillery. Over here. So we can actually... might be able to just send all these guys charging into them. Let's get these guys on a hold. So they got a lot over here. We gotta start moving these guys into better positions. Get them right up onto our artillery. Get them behind our artillery over here. And get them ready to take over for the skirmishers, who I'm sure will break soon. We'll have them move in here. Keep them moving this way. We're almost up here with these Fusiliers. I don't know what happened to the other group. I might have accidentally attached them to another unit. Start swinging around. I think that's that artillery. It's just off center right there. Alright, our artillery putting in some work. Fire at that larger unit. We need to start breaking some of these smaller units. And a big group of forces here. Looks like we got some light infantry coming up on our rear. Gotta get out of the sight line of these guns. Yeah, that was that other Fusilier unit. We'll get all of them together and then we'll start swinging around, I think. Get them charging across the field, I think. Hopefully some of them can take out those guns. And we're looking on this flank. Actually, cannon is what's gonna win us this day, I think. Alright, we need to bring up these guys as well. Did we take out all their artillery? Slowly. Again, taking advantage of the slow-mo that we can do in this. Ah, shoot. Them moving up to this farm, I think. These two bigger guns definitely held up against us. Let's form these guys into one unit. Let's actually get these guys moving. Join up with the rest of the skirmishers to hold our flank. Get those combined. We got prime targets right here in front of us if our artillery can take advantage of it. I think this is another artillery unit. I'm not sure what happened with this artillery. I thought I moved it up here. Plug the gaps. What I might try and do is just attack from several different sides with my infantry out here. Try and reform and go in at different angles. How will you guys stop shooting in? Alright, let's take stock of everything. I think we are very handedly beating the British right now. But that doesn't mean we want to let up. Get these guys combined and then we can start pushing forward. In fact, let's start getting these guys pushing past this artillery. Let's move these skirmishers to help with that flank. We got a little bit of a gap here. Let's form in and start wrapping around the British. And then these guys maybe even move up and hit them in the flank. Okay. Alright, let's push forward with these Fusiliers. And we actually have achieved victory. The British are routing from the field. Let's... we could certainly chase down... I definitely want to see if we can't chase down some of this artillery and eliminate it. For sure. And let's start picking out small units that we might be able to just maul. Because those are the ones I'm going to want to go after. Really not a... Looks like we've pretty much destroyed all of their smaller units. There's one right there we can probably go after. Another one right there. Alright. Actually. Getting a lot of surrenders. Wow, we were getting a lot of surrenders. Another surrender. What's this out here? Actually have him come up and try and stop them as well. Maybe get a volley off and break him. We are forcing a lot of these guys to surrender. Got another one to shatter. Should be able to get these guys to surrender. I think they're gonna get away from us. Got them to shatter. Alright, so let's take stock of all this. We captured quite a bit. So we captured 700 and pretty much 750 men, 13 guns. We only lost 1,100 men. They lost 2,600. So it really only leaves them with about 1,000 men. So we pretty much decimated the British here. That went way better than I was expecting. I couldn't have asked for a better result out of that battle, really. So let's see if we can get Bingham to surrender. Let's see if we can't get Kite to surrender as well. I think those would be the easiest two. So we did get Bingham to surrender. We got a few of them to surrender. We're getting a lot of surrenders. And we got them to surrender. So we got that invasion fleet coming. We might actually be able to hold. So we don't actually have enough provisions. We don't have enough money to help them out either. I don't really want Massachusetts to take that big of a hit. They're only at 60, but we really don't have the money. I think we're gonna have to take the hit and hope. Let's get Bandit up there. Let's move it Belote up to Portsmouth as well. Have Futnik take that position. Olsen go to Boston. Let's go ahead and resupply Fort Stevens as well with some troops. As Bandit maybe take all these supplies. They dropped quite a bit. Merriman, you get back to Portsmouth. You get back to Portsmouth. I don't know what you're doing. Alright, we'll garrison in Boston. We should be able to take Salem with no problem. Get Merriman to take those supplies. Belote come up and man Portsmouth with Merriman. We get a nice $2,000 bonus. Continental currency was printed. Again, we took Salem. Let's garrison Salem. Let's garrison Portsmouth. Well now, like I said, I couldn't have asked for a better result out of that battle. Now they do have a 7,000 man army moving to Falmouth. We're gonna pay attention up here. If it looks like we can't hold Portsmouth, if they start marching down south, we will abandon and just consolidate at Salem, I think. But while I have a moment, this is what I meant to do before the battle, was to come through and actually look and see what we actually have a lot of brown besses in the arsenal. So let's go ahead and equip this whole entire regiment with brown besses. Probably we won't do anything else, and actually let's come up to my production, because one thing I did forget to do as well is we did get the United States muskets. So let's go ahead and start building out some muskets. We can make 26 per day. Let's go ahead and rent 2 more factories for now. Okay, so I brought up our production to 35 muskets a day. Just taking a look over here, Fort Frederick is now up to 3,000 men. Might just go ahead and take this unit and move them to Fort Ticonderoga, just to bolster their defenses for now. And I might end up, if it looks like they're coming down from Falmouth and attacking south, I might end up abandoning Fort Stevens. This unit's ready, so they're going to come up and actually take Leicester, take positions at Leicester, and abandon Fort Stevens and put my troops in Fort Rice. Just because if we look at the map, Fort Stevens really isn't doing anything in terms of our supply chain, whereas Fort Rice is the vital link to the west. So we will try and hold on to Fort Rice way more than we will hold on to Fort Stevens. Fort Stevens is just what they're going to hit first. We don't have enough officers. Let's go through, make sure we have schools. We're still building the printing press in Boston, so we can't do that. Although we can go ahead and make sure that's the next thing. So let's go ahead and have that queued up. Let's go ahead and have a stable built in Leicester. What do we got over here? We don't have a school. Let's build a school in Hatfield. Hartford full up. New Haven. Let's give it. We need schools because we need officers. It's gonna take forever, but we might as well get a school going in some of these locations as well. Recruiting house is almost done. In fact, I kind of just want to take it off of that. We are spending quite a bit of money. That they're not even done the fur house, but we have money right now, so we might as well start spending it to get all these schools being built as soon as we can. Salem. Let's go ahead and have the schoolhouse built in Salem as well. Surprisingly, they don't have a lot of construction points, even though they are a port city. I guess that really doesn't have any dependence. Alright, so let's get playing. Let's see what happens with that invasion fleet that hit Fort Falmouth. So they are landed now. Again, we just need officers. We got plenty of everything else. We need officers badly. We still can't do any recruitment of low-ranking officers. One thing I also want to take a look at is my fleet down here. That's 150 guns just there. That's more than we have in this entire fleet. Ugh. Although we could try and take it. They have 6 ships with 150 guns. This is so bad. I waited way too long to try and build up my navy. So far, it doesn't look like the British are doing anything. So with the troops that landed in Falmouth. Alright. Alright, so we got more Canadian reinforcements coming down, which is just going to make it all this even more harder. And winter is starting to set in, and we are now in the black, or the red, so we are going to have to come up here. Now we do have a good supply of civilian muskets, so maybe we sell some of these off. Let's sell off not many. That'll give us 7,000 gold. That will actually keep us going for a while, I think. We do actually have a bit of a surplus of officers, although now not enough money is our issue, but we just solved that. So let's fast forward another day, I think. Again, the British still aren't moving those troops down from Falmouth. Tensions are rising between us and Spain. Not enough officers again. Okay, Morgan has reached here, so we'll join up in the garrison there. Just for now. Although, like I said, it doesn't look like the British are doing anything. Although now they have troops coming down. Looks like they came up and now they're heading to Bennington, it looks like. Or maybe they're heading towards Hubbardton? Not really sure what the British are doing, what they're up to. Maybe I'll move Arnold out, keep an eye on them. Looks like they might just be reinforcing Hubbardton. Let's do no movement out of Falmouth. Maybe move my general up to see what they're doing out there as well. There is up there attacking Fort Stevens. They are doing something. I don't know what Andrews is doing. Where is this? Massachusetts Bay. We're okay with money at the moment. Let's just give them the copper. I don't want to ruin relations with the French right now. Oh. Get them out of there. Just run. I don't know where they're running off to. That's where the invasion fleet went. Might wanna move these troops to Leicester. So they have 5,000 men at Falmouth, plus this invasion fleet. They did take Fort Stevens. And looks like we did lose one of our units. No, Scott got out. He went to Portsmouth. So now our middle is wide open, I think. We got some more officers. Don't know where Andrews went. Let's put him in Bennington for right now. Looks like he might have been going back north. No, he's still traveling south by the looks of it. Alright, they're joining the garrison at Leicester. not sure where Andrews went. Again, we can't really lose Fort Rice because that's basically using Arnold to scout right now. This episode is going a little bit long, so I might cut it short here. We actually have some stuff. Fort Stevens was lost. Oh wait, do we have recruitment? Yes. Let's go ahead and do that. We also should probably work on raising some funds when we can. Alright, so they have 600 men in Fort Stevens. Looks like they may have called off their assaults. Alright. Should probably have him. Oh, we can only use raising funds out of him. Could do refill ammunition. Are we struggling with ammunition right now? We are. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea then. Get some more ammunition. And should we do raising funds? We probably should. It's gonna hurt using that reputation, but it looks like we're gonna have some issues with money here in a minute. Again, we actually have quite a stockpile building up here of weapons. We have some furs that we can sell that will hold off a little bit. We have a lot of textiles we can sell too. Let's sell 14. That gives us a little bit of a buffer. I'm going to move him up to Andrew's last position. And then I think we will call this. Oh, we just have just enough in Portsmouth. Enough room, that is. Camping capacity, although we probably, once these units start getting bigger, we are going to have to move them back out. Alright, so let's go ahead, move this force out of Bennington, back to Fort Ticonderoga, as well as Arnold. Get him back in there. Hubbardton is completely empty. Like I said, Fort Rice, so we need to keep Fort Rice as much as we can, as well as Leicester, really, because if we look at the map, it won't totally destroy our supply lines, but it does make things a little bit better. Thankfully, everybody's at the moment well provisioned as winter sets in, although we might want to take a look at we should have probably done this earlier and bolstered some of this, because yeah, I mean, we got 2 over here in Boston, but a lot of these guys don't have very good provision, or the provision manufacturing. They're all at level 1. Some of them aren't even at any level. I think this might be a case of too little too late, though. We see that this is fertile in it. We might, yeah, let's go ahead and at least get them working on it over here. So the nice thing about this game is that the AI, the way it works, is there's defensive AI and there's assaulting AI, or attacking AI. Now that they've attacked Fort Stevens, I believe that's all we'll see out of the British, out of that invasion force. I believe that's how it works. Alright, so we did that, so let's get them continuously working on dragoons. Because we do eventually want to get those dragoons in. It's going to be about another month. But I think what we'll end up trying to do going forward, this is where we're going to stop for today. what I think we're going to do going forward is hunker down for the foreseeable future, at least through the winter. We're not going to do any major assaults. We might try and take back Fort Stevens. We might go after Hubbardton, now that it looks like that initial invasion attack is over. And sorry, I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold at the moment. And we might launch an assault on Fort Frederick, but that's not going to be anytime soon, because we are going to have to shift forces from the east to the west. So what we might do is, like I said, mount up some of these forces that we have gathered over here. Maybe leave all my regular army troops on this side of the map, and then march everybody, maybe take Fort Stevens, take Hubbardton, and then jump the ship and attack Fort Frederick with the forces that Benedict Arnold has. That might be what we look at, but at the same time, building up our navy to a point where we can launch an assault outwards, because I think that's something we need to start looking at as well. Is starting to relieve some of our, that'll help us financially, because as you can see, we're getting nothing from sea trade. Our finances, we're getting a pretty good amount of income, just from taking Salem and Boston, because you get, I finally figured out, you get a lot of your income, your finances from your workforce. The larger the workforce you have, the more money you get. So that's where actually all that comes from. Not enough muskets. What do these guys have? Spanish 55s. So what we might do, let's do that really quick while we're looking at it, so we don't forget about it, is we do have a lot of Brown Besses. We're actually starting to have quite a bit of United States muskets as well. So we can actually equip 3 of these units with United States muskets, and then give these guys Spanish 55s, or maybe apply and then go back in and give them the Spanish 55s. So there we go. So yeah, that is what we're gonna do. I might go off screen and start distributing some of these weapons. So yeah, all these guys have civilian muskets. Now that we're actually producing United States muskets, we're in a pretty good spot, and we are still producing ammunition, as well as we are going to continue producing civilian muskets, because if nothing else, we could sell civilian muskets and make more, because so if you look at it like this, it costs us 40 gold to produce 10 muskets. If we come over here to this and we go to sell, oh, we actually just sold, but that's okay. We actually make a slight profit by producing muskets, continuously producing muskets. It's just a little bit of a source of income, but it's still a source of income that we can take advantage of. So that's what we will continue to do for now, until we can unlock some better weapons as well. And like I said, we're still working on refilling some of the ammunition. It might be even worth just, maybe not, because ammunition doesn't seem to be too big of a problem at the moment. Because again, we're not really going to be going on, like, we still have 0, but we're not going to be going on any major offensive for a little bit. The next few episodes might be some boring ones, but this one was pretty exciting. 2 battles, 2 victories, 2 really good victories too. Because like I said, the last time I did this, we barely won in Salem. We actually had a much better time this time around. And like I said, the forces that landed here just crashed into us and did a number on us. But as long as it looks like they are content with holding their positions, like I said, we might go on a western assault, which will lead us to Montreal, and then we'll come up the river and take Quebec. That will be the plan. We have, like I said, we have pretty much a whole year to do so. So we have time. We should just bide our time and hope that the British don't go on too much of any major offenses as well. Because again, if we, especially if we take Hubbardton, I guess just do a supply chain up there, but it makes their supply chain much longer. I don't know if that actually has an effect on anything in game, but it may actually have an effect if they had to send supplies all the way to Quebec and then down if we can take Hubbardton. So that's the plan. It's maybe just come up through here, take Fort Stephens, take Fort Lovell, hit Hubbardton. From there we can actually move our forces from Fort Rice to Hubbardton, I think. Might be the move. And maybe, yeah, it might be the move. It all depends on how the game reacts. But that is where we're going to leave it, because this, like I said, this episode is getting a little long in the tooth. But thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you had some fun in this episode, and yeah, as always, bye.